Hello, welcome to GotAUkulele reviews. This one is quite different. In fact, this is quite unlike any ukulele I've ever reviewed in approaching 10 years of writing the website. Say hello to the Blackbird Clara concert ukulele. Quite different, as I'm sure you will agree. And it's not just in looks that makes it different. Clara are a company based in San Francisco in the USA, and you may know them in ukulele circles because they made the much admired carbon fiber ukuleles. This one's a departure. It's not made of carbon fiber, but it is a ukulele that has absolutely no wood in it whatsoever, none. That isn't to say it's synthetic, because these are natural materials. The body, neck, and most of the ukulele is made from a material called Ekoa, which is a plant-based composite. It's flax linen, basically. So you grow the flax, you turn it into a linen, you press it with a bioresin, and you create something that is incredibly strong, incredibly light, and has, they claim, tonal properties of wood. And it looks really rather marvelous. I'm going to start with the back because it just is gorgeous. The whole thing is one molded piece that's molded in a press. The neck joint, as you can see, no sharp edges there. It's just one flowing piece all the way up to the back of the headstock. And then on top of that is another piece of Ekoa, but in a slightly different design. You can see this has got this sort of checkerboard effect, but on the front you see the wood grains, the fibers of the linen. If I can get that focused, it really is quite interesting. It's a boat paddle shape. I like boat paddle shaped ukuleles. Kind of looks like an armadillo shell. It's so tactile to hold. It's just so lovely. Off-centered sound hole, which is pretty small, which you would think may limit the volume projection, but we'll come on to that in a moment. We've got a really cool shaped bridge plate there with the Graphtec saddle. As I said, there's no wood in this instrument. That may look like shiny black plastic. It isn't. It's made of a material called Richlite, which is a paper-based composite that's used for work surfaces and things like that. It's very, very hard and has the properties of a hardwood. So it's basically an eco-friendly instrument. No wood in here, no wood in here, no using valuable ebony, which is getting pretty scarce. I really like that. I really like that. And Richlite, this isn't the first time Richlite's been used in musical instruments. Gibson have been using Richlite on some of their fingerboards for quite some time because it works very well. Moving on, we have same Richlite used in the fingerboard, which is jet black and really shiny. I think that's my only gripe with the instrument so far. I'd prefer that to look more like wood. I'd prefer it to look matte, and the reason being is because it kind of picks up lots of fingerprints and it's glossy, and I don't think fingerboards should look glossy. There we go. As I say, concert scale, 17 nickel silver frets in total with 12 up to the body. Really nicely finished. They're not jumbo, they're quite low. No outward facing fret markers, but I'll come on to that in a moment. But we do have side facing fret markers at the 5th, 7th, 10th and 12th. Graphtec nut, and then we see something else that's really unusual. We've got a pretty plain headstock, but when your ukulele is this is this wild looking, or you don't need a fancy headstock, do you, with the Blackbird logo? But we've got this hole here. Now you may think, well, what's that for? Is that a truss rod adjustment? No, it's another sound hole. The way this is made, that neck is incredibly strong, but it is hollow. And that is a hole that runs down to the vibrating chamber. The whole neck becomes a projection point. So when you strum it, not only are you getting projection out of here, you're also getting projection out of here. It's very weird, but it's very clever. Turn it over. Fantastic rearward facing GotAUkulele Planetary Tuners. So they've got the looks of friction tuners, i.e. they don't give it the sticky out ears. But they work like gears. They're superb quality. I absolutely adore these tuners. And you get a strap button and Oasis fluorocarbon strings. Now that's the deal in standard spec. Oh, and you get a padded gig bag with the Blackbird logo. In standard spec, this will set you back just under $1,300. Serious price for a serious instrument, as I'm sure you will agree. I think at that sort of price, I would want outward facing fret markers, which Blackbird offer as an option. And I'd want a hard case with it. I know it's strong, but if I'm spending $1,300 on a ukulele, I'd want a hard case, particularly as it's a slightly odd shape. But there you go. So serious instrument. Why would you buy that when you could get a Kanaka or a Ukulele made of Ekoa for that and not Ekoa? Well, I don't know. I don't tend to recommend ukuleles purely based on what the badge says on the headstock. If they sound good and they play well, they're worth the money. And this doesn't disappoint. This is insanely good. I've been worrying about this video because my ukulele playing is just not good enough to do this justice. I need to get Jake Shimabukuro over here to sit in my bedroom and play it for me. What really surprises, it's light. It's balanced, perfectly balanced. It's beautiful to hold. It feels like wood. It just feels solid and, core. But it's the projection, it's the sustain, it's the dynamics. I really don't know how they do it, but it's nicer finger picked. I'm going to play my standard GotAUkulele riffs that I do on all the videos so you can compare and contrast. It's really not doing it justice, so I'll try and do some other stuff as well, but it's bright. I wasn't playing it that hard. It's got a real bang if you hit it. Finger picked is absolutely beautiful. That sustain. Blackbird delivered this with a low G, as you can see and probably hear. They claim that balances out the brightness, gives it a bit of mellow bottom end. They will do it with a high G if you want one. I like it, Listen to the sustain. It just goes on and on and on. It's so punchy, it's so strident. You can see I'm grinning. I've loved testing this. It's such a shame it's got to go back. It's a bit too rich for me on the price, but do read the full written review and you will see exactly what I think about it, and you'll see that I've given it a very high score because I like things that are different. It's not different for the sake of it. It's not expensive for the sake of it. These are revolutionary materials. It's a brave idea. It's eco-friendly, but it doesn't disappoint when you play it. Blackbird Clara Ekoa. one of the most different ukuleles I've ever played. Absolutely superb. Some other instrument reviews coming soon on GotAUkulele. It's going to take me a while, though, to get over this one. See you very soon.